Welcome back to our FM22 adventure, Beg, Borrow, Steal, and we are on the cusp of something today because if we win in today's episode, we could get our first promotion of this series. We've got a long way to go until we reach the dizzying heights of the Primera Division, but a promotion after just 2 years in charge, that would not be a bad reward. Can we do it? Let's get into the episode and find out. So here's how we got to the brink of the title. Form picked up, it improved, we were going well. And then the jitters set back in again. 2-1 victories against Villarrubia. We drew 3-3 with Badalona, having been 3-0 up in this game. We got a solid 2-0 victory. A 2-2 draw again, having been in the lead in this game before. Comprehensive victory, a 5-0 win, and then a clean sheet. A rare clean sheet these days against Mallorca's B team. But then the nerves started to set in as we had the title within our grasp. We drew 2-2 with our local rivals. Twice we were in the lead in this game, and both times we gifted them away back into the game. We played well in this 3-1 victory. In fact, we had 3 goals, a hat-trick for Placido Domingo, all disallowed. We could have been out of sight before they equalised, and then they managed to grab a winner. We had 17 shots on target. This tactic still isn't getting an XG as comfortable as you would like. And then in our last game, well, it was a 1-1 draw against Costa Brava. Again, we had work to do in this game. We went behind early. Yaya Sonogo managed to get the equaliser for us with a great little header. Been in good form again, by the way. But we couldn't find the goal that we needed in that game, which means it comes down to just 3 games to go, and we are in action against Ibiza today. But before we get to any of that, we have got a new batch of youth intake players to bring you, and again, this is a golden generation apparently. I've had a little shufty through them. I think a couple of them could be talented. The one that's the highest rated is Candido, fairly professional. One of my favourite personalities, a tough tackling midfielder. The bravery is decent, a little bit slow, but 2-footed. Some of those other physicals could improve, and look at how it fares compared to our DNA. Great teamwork, excellent work rate as well, and already 6 foot at just 15 years old, and it's not the only defensive-minded midfielder we had come through. Mark Lopez doesn't have as good a personality. The teamwork again, the work rate. And this time, we've got a little bit of creativity. The passing's okay. The vision is really good. And the determination is decent as well. Add in a decent first touch and some good decision makings. And we might have a slightly more creative midfielder on our hands. Going down, well, it's not quite as strong, I don't think. This is a pretty poorly paced fullback that we've got. Carlos is a decent central defender, but that personality is going to need a little bit of work. Step up into midfield as well, by the way, the Jackal. Then we've got some other players who have been cursed with personalities that are not going to aid their development, even though the attributes don't look too bad. Vicente Sole is another player who's just come through with a meh personality, and our head of youth development is at the end of the 2-year contract that we gave them. And I'm thinking we're not going to renew it. I think we're going to gamble and try and find one that's got an even better personality. I think we're on a fairly professional personality for our head of youth development. Maybe we could gamble and get something better. Maybe we might find one with a better reputation. Maybe even some better stats for developing young players once they come through. Maybe next time around the intake might be even stronger, but we need to focus on the prize today. We've got a title to get out there and win. And so here's the team we're going to be relying on to get it done. We're going to be sticking with this slightly wonky 4-4-2. Nana has been out injured for a few weeks now, and at 29 years old, looking at 30 next birthday, some of these attributes are definitely on the decline. Will Nana get a new contract for next season? I think it depends on how much money she's asking for, but we found that just playing this defensive midfielder in front of the back four and releasing the central midfielder in front to be a box-to-box player has just helped pep things up a little bit. We've also been forced, by the way, into playing Domingo as a pressing forward. I far prefer the advanced forward or maybe even a poacher role, but he feels the time has been running out to start playing him in his preferred role. I didn't want to upset him towards the end of the season because those little twists and turns can help damage your form. So pressing forward he gets today. Landers, the other player, by the way, that has been key for us this season. 19 assists in 31 appearances and a new 2-year contract to boot means that Lander is going to be around next season. But what division are we going to be in next season? Let's get out there against Ibiza and see how we do. Okay, the teams are just coming out of the tunnel. The team talk worked with most of them. We told them to go and win the title for the fans. Nana couldn't deal with that for some reason. That demotivated her. Maybe she doesn't like the fans, but we could do with a performance from Nana today. We've just tweaked our formation. We've gone with a flat 4-4-2, and we've pumped it up to an attack mentality for the team as well. We've not looked great in our previous 3 or 4 games. I think the players are suffering from nerves. A few of them have that don't enjoy big matches trait, and I think they're struggling to get over the line. So hopefully if we can just attack from the off, grab a couple of early goals, it might help us. We've forced an early corner that's gone over, and we're still only, 2 minutes into the game, and we're coming forward again. Unfortunately, we've given the ball away. And Ibiza are still one of the teams that can catch us, I think, so they're going to want this result as well. Guti's got it back. Here's Jordi. Can he just sling that ball into the box? Where's Sonogo? It's not Sonogo, it's Zoolander. Mason's coming at right back. Ambra Soler is injured? Suspended. One of the two. So Mason's playing at right back. Got a cross into the box. Domingo was up. Heads it over the bar. It's a decent start. 4 shots, 2 on target. We're coming forward again. We could do with an early goal just to settle the nerves. And Yaya, well, this is a guy that's played at a much higher level. That's a great header as well. Rises like the proverbial salmon and powers a header into the bottom corner of the net. We're not getting excited. We've been 3-0 up before half-time in games and still only got a point this season. We were 2-0 up in our derby game and drew that one 2-2. So we're not getting carried away, but it's a positive start. 12 minutes into the game. The game's still in its infancy, and Ibiza are coming back at us. They've got a free kick. And was that a save? Did it strike a post? Let's give the young keeper some credit. Let's say that he kept that one out. 7 shots, 4 on target. How's the table looking? This would put us 10 points clear. Tarazona are drawing their game. Still a long way to go in those fixtures. We're doing our little bit. We could do with a second before half-time. Let's give them a little bit of encouragement. No, body language wasn't receptive to that whatsoever. Clearly that was the wrong shout. Maybe we'll have a little bit more luck at half-time. We're trying to rally the troops. Okay, we're underway in the second half. No changes. Nobody's playing especially badly. 6.7's the lowest rating so far. But somebody clearly had a word with our opponents at half-time because straight from the second half kickoff, they're coming forward. Can we steal the ball? I thought Sonogo had a chance there. Didn't fancy the press. And they've got the ball forward. Now we've won it. Giving it straight back to them. Sloppy in possession. And this is one of those long highlights that you fear about. Will Farrell's got the ball. He's giving it away. Guti's got it. Jordi's got it. Domingo's got it. We could be about to counter here. And it is a long highlight. Is it going to be one that's going to end in a goal for us? Domingo's got to the byline. He sent it all the way back to Guti, who somehow got a ball in. Sonogo, he smashed it against the bar. Yaya looks like he is in the mood today. Help the XG. Not the scoreline. Still 1-0. We're getting towards 60 minutes. We're glancing down for tired legs. We're not seeing any. Nana's had a knock recently, but she's soldiering on, bless her. Oh, we had another great chance for a counter there, but gave the ball away. Maldonado's got it for them. He gives it to Espinola. They are Looking menacing again in the middle of the pitch. Try and rob it back from them, boys. Don't let them waltz through the middle. Oh, goodness me, they've had an effort and it's clipped the outside the post. 65 minutes, I think we refresh. Could we go for a second goal before then? Zoolander, Guti, what is he doing in that position? I've no idea, but when he was there, I feel like he should have hit the target, and we've hit 65 minutes. We're going to see whether we need some fresh legs in order to try and seal this title. Okay, we're back underway. The fresh legs we've gone for are on either flank. We've brought on a new right-sided player for Zoolander, a new left-sided player for Jordi, and we've got 15 minutes left to play, and it's highlight time again. I wouldn't have minded if this had just ran out into a dull 1-0 victory, but as it stands, I fear the sting of a late equaliser. We're dropping the mentality now as well. We've got the ball to Domingo. We're through, Guti's through. Domingo, we've seen him miss these. We really have seen him miss these. Okay, 15 minutes to go. Time. See if we can just add on a little bit of time wasting. Go a little bit more cautious. 15 minutes and we could be title winners. Okay, we're leaving our last substitution, but we just dropped the mentality a little bit. We've also just asked the fullbacks to be a little bit more conservative. And you know what? With 5 minutes to go, I think we can make that final change. We're just going to drop the lines a little bit as well. Maybe. Do we even drop the tempo a little bit more? I think we do. And we're going to make one more change. We've got plenty of tired players. Guti looks like the one that's suffering the most. I don't even want to bring on the youngster in his place. I just don't think he's quick enough to come and play in this crunch game. We've accidentally got out of the tactics. I think the player we're going to bring on, is El Harchi. He can't play as a left back. I'm going to ask him to, because Guti is looking really pretty tired. We've got 5 minutes left. Are we going to get the agony of the late equaliser? Or is this going to be the game that gets us over the line? We're into injury time. And I think we've done it, and the boys are walking up the podium. That is the oddest and perhaps smallest little trophy I have seen in Football Manager. We'll hold it aloft nonetheless. We're going to pass the trophy over to our captain. I'll be brutally honest, I'm not even sure who our captain is for this afternoon. But we've held it up aloft anyway. The confetti is falling. Finally, we've managed to wriggle our way out of this division after the defeats and the draws in the recent games. I was fearing we might not be able to get the job done, but we've done it. There's cartwheels on the pitch. We've got Europa out of this division and into Spain's third tier. Now we need to get into the summer. We're going to tell the boys that they're champions and it's time to celebrate. We can give some of our youngsters a little bit more game time in the next couple of matches, maybe even some of that latest batch of youth players that we brought you. But it's time to go and rebuild the squad a little bit. We've got some work to do budget-wise and some work to do recruitment-wise. We're going to come back next season and try and bid for a second promotion in 2 years.